We have got our next player of the month, SBC, leaked. It does look pretty good. We'll talk about that. We've got a lot of people struggling with this game right now, big time. We'll talk about how that's affecting the market actually a little bit. We got a really easy investment to talk about. We have got some controversies right now. It was a broken game mode for one, but we'll get into everything here as we get on to this video. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. And as always, you already know what I'm going to say. Thank you very much for watching. Also, quickly want to say my second channel, I uploaded a tips video, my very first tips for FC25 on there. If you want to check that out, trying to reach 1K on there. But anyway, appreciate you guys. And Fran Navarro came out. Yep. I'm wondering a couple of things because they're releasing all these Spanish cards, right? And the playstyles on this card are actually pretty good. The finesse shot, incisive, first touch, and press proven are 4 good playstyles. I like those a lot. So this card isn't horrible by any means, but it's interesting because we're supposed to get like a Spanish friendly game mode soon, which we have not seen yet, where all these Spanish cards can actually be of use, right? I mean, there's this World Tour one, which gives you some, okay packs to bad packs. Like, they're not much of really anything there, but there's the World Tour Spain. There is the Robert Sanchez, right? Get to win 7 with 6 Spanish players, get that keeper. These are all supposed to be going towards a friendly that we'll see come out. But then what are the rewards in friendlies? Like, what will that look like? I don't know. Hopefully half decent, because I feel like that game mode is very important to this game this year. So is Rush, and I think Rush is off to a good start so far. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but I guess we'll talk about that part next. That's we got a new separate Rush game mode, or what's it called? I think it's called an event. Yeah, a separate Rush event, where this one's the Welcome to Rush one, the 79 rated one. You guys have known that. We actually got a new one today, and the max pace was 80, and it was any rated card, which is very cool. I was really excited to get in and try it, and it was broken. You couldn't play it. EA tweeted out, "We are aware of players being unable to enter the Slow It Down Rush event. This event has been removed while investigation takes place." And people were clowning that because what the fuck investigation are y'all doing? I wonder who could have been responsible for this. Yeah, it was just crashing basically. That's a common theme right now with much of the game, because the menus are horrible. There's also drama going on with the setting in the menus right now. People are claiming that this setting fixes the menu lag. The setting in the gameplay tab, that's reaction time modifier, is on, okay? And this is supposed to basically compensate for your ping a little bit when you switch players. That's kind of the whole point of this setting. People have said if you turn it off, it helps with the menu delay, which it sounds absolutely fucking faded, but maybe it does. I don't know. People were saying it does nothing. People were saying that, oh my god, it's not a placebo, you gotta try this. I tried it already. For me, it didn't do anything. Some are absolutely convinced it does. You can try it if you want to. I mean, I would be less inclined to believe this in other games, but in eafc, any setting could do anything. Like, I have no idea. So try it out if you want to, see if it actually somehow can help you, as the menus are absolutely horrible right now. And then we also got this, though, that is new evolutions, right? We are getting them a lot right now, and they are looking a little bit better maybe than last year's early ones did, because there's more freedom to them. I wouldn't say the card stats are that much better per se, but you can put so many different cards in these evolutions that the chains are crazy. This Loftus-Cheek chain here, this is like him pre the second Evo you can put him into. There's actually a better card than that Loftus-Cheek card. Like, there's a lot of good cards here you can make in evolutions right now, and this probably is going to affect the market more this year, because people will probably use more Evos. Last year there was a few month stretch where evolutions were just not in people's teams really. The beginning of the year they were, the end of the year they were, kind of that middle portion there wasn't a whole lot going on in evolutions. So I would say that this year that probably won't be the case, and that could affect the market in different ways that we'll talk about. And this is sort of a theme with the market right now. There's a lot going on that I think some people are saying, oh my god, the market is going to go to the moon soon. And I think that certain cards for sure will. They were going to go up a lot because we don't know the meta yet. And I guess we'll talk about this before we even talk about like the leaks and stuff. We're switching it up today, boys. We're getting the market first, then the leaks, I guess. If you look on FUTGG, right? By the way, wholly extinct. I mean, we've got, look at this. What the hell are we doing here? Like 8 cards in a row extinct. Okay. The thing is, we don't know the meta yet. People are craving to figure out what the hell the meta is. How do I play this game? People are struggling badly right now. This tweet, if you read it, Ozio says, what do you think of this game so far, right? The replies are basically all saying, I don't know what's happening. I was good at last year's game, I literally cannot win a game this year. Pretty much nobody's saying they're having any consistent results at all here. And people are much more in tune with the meta of the game and how that affects the market than people realize, I think. Last year was a great example of that. Once women's cards had like a chance to be, oh my God, they're so overpowered, they might have doubled in price, right? What I think could be happening right now is like people are kind of just buying a ton, and the market is going up right now on most cards because people are selling teams a bunch and buying teams a bunch because they're trying out new players because their team isn't performing well. Does that make sense? Once people figure out what is good, they're going to buy all those cards up, and then the rest are going to fall down. There's going to be a small number of cards that are going to fly to the moon. Could be a poacher thing, an advanced forward thing, a finesse shot thing, a long ball plus thing that's been rumored right now. God knows what it could be, but we're going to see some cards, a few select of them, go to the moon, and most of them are probably not going to go to the moon like some people think they're going to, especially because they're extinct too. Some of their price ranges are like right around what their value would be. Some of them are not though. Like Chiesa. Chiesa's price range is 21,000. I mean, that is a terrible price range. Obviously, if you can snipe Chiesa, that he's going to be way more expensive than that. But cards like Nico Williams, right? We talked about that yesterday, 80,000 coins. Like, is that really a grossly undervalued card? I mean, I don't think so. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but it doesn't seem like that to me. Foden at 110k too, I think that's pretty undervalued. But the point is here, for investment speaking, if you think you know what the meta is going to be, you can buy right now and, I mean, make a beyond a killing, right? Last year, that was 2 years ago where we had the lengthy meta, right? Remember that? When Haaland doubled in price from like 300k to 750k. I mean, it was a ridiculous rise in about 24 hours. People are savvy on the market when it comes to the meta, and I think people sleep on that a little bit. But I would expect once we know what the meta really is, those cards are going to fly. Now, my best guess on what that is pacey players. For one, I think pacey players are going to be super important. Inform Adeyemi, I actually want to save up and buy one because I think I like him as an investment because he's just so pacey. Quick step plus boost right now. Team of the week, 1 Inform. It's hard to go wrong with that investment. Long ball plus, I think, is going to be very, very good as well. So I have some predictions myself. I'll talk about it on the channel as the days go on here. But for investing long term, obviously we have the rare stuff right now, right? The icons, team of the weeks, like I talked about. You have Inform Yamal here. If you bought him when I talked about it, he was like 100,000 coins, already up to 110 now. Just look for the rarer cards, the next step beyond the Dokus, right? And for buying right now, I think you still are super good on buying cards that are rare. And obviously these icons, like nobody can afford these right now. But even just if you can muster up enough coins to go and buy a 150k card, a 200k card that's a little bit more rare, like, I mean, let's say Xabi Alonso icon, right? We just talked about him yesterday because he was 170k. His cheapest buy in the last 24 hours at that time was 125k. Now it's 162, and he's 210,000 lowest bid. So just basically the rarer cards, as people get more coins, are going to start to rise. Try and buy them for your team as much as you possibly can. But okay, here is that Player of the Month SBC leak. It is Marcus Thuram winning the Serie A Player of the Month, and the card looks pretty good. 89 pace, 84 shot, 85 dribbling, right? Can't see his physical, but it's going to be pretty good. And I think it was it FIFA Trading Romania? Yeah, it was. He says in 2 to 3 days, it should be live. So sometime early this week, it should be coming out. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the fodder investing I'm going to talk about today, which I guess we're going all over the place in this video. Fodder is going to be a good buy. It's already kind of getting to that point now where fodder is going to be a good buy very, very soon here. I actually think it's a little high right now because we still have so many of these higher cards that people want to use, right? So higher tier fodder, 87 plus is debatable. I really want to go and look at all that, but for sure 84s, 85s, 86s, whenever you want to buy these, you can. There's a couple thousand more here for pretty much each of these 85s and 86s to go up more. 84s could be up in the mid 2s. I think you double your profit on 84s. It'll be a long-term investment, but it is just guaranteed profit. And I know that we're going to see much more tradable reward supply here. So some out there might be a little bit hesitant to buy these cards. And it does make sense if you want to wait for rivals rewards. I'm totally cool with that and I'm down for that. Just make sure really over the next few days to a week, you are buying some fodder because it's going to just be a long-term investment that is it's almost guaranteed to make coins. There's no doubt about it. And also, squad battles rewards this year are 15 games only, and they're actually pretty good if you end up getting like an elite. So this will also contribute towards possibly more coins being on the market as well. Squad battles rewards are like not that much different than last year for a significantly less chunk of games and times. More people will end up getting these rewards. This will contribute to more coins in the market too, so keep that in mind as well. Inflation could really be a thing here that also helps with buying right now. You should be all right to buy nearly everything that isn't the low tier meta. And also a tip for you guys out there, FUTGG, right? I'm not sponsored, okay? I love their site. It's so much better than FUTBin. They tweeted this out today and it's very important. The order you do evolutions this year actually matters a lot because last year it didn't. You end up getting the same stat boost anyway. Because there's caps now, it actually can change your stats depending on what evolution you actually do in what order, right? So here's Joao Felix, who, if you do it from the pre-order bonus to the intro to stat limits, he actually has +1 dribbling from the inverse way to do it, right? So make sure you're looking really hard at what chain you're doing and how and what order they're going into, right? Because the card can change pretty significantly. This is just +1 dribbling, but obviously it could be +1s in 3 different stats or +2s in certain places. Like, it really just depends on what the upgrade looks like. But okay, we also got this FUT Police leaks. They said EA updated their evolution in their system, this leaked Evo. The new requirements now for this cam evolution we talked about yesterday, and the only requirement yesterday was actually max pace 90, overall 83, right? This is now changed. It's all the requirements down there, but now added as well. Max roll plus is 1, and the price is now 50,000 coins. Maybe they up the boost or something like that. I'm not sure, but they did apparently update it, and the cam evolution now is paid once again. So we got 2 straight paid Evos potentially if this one's coming out today, which, how do you feel about that, I guess? And okay, let's read your comments now. And the top comment yesterday, it's R9 haircut for the punishment. Listen, the R9 haircut has to be a sub goal, okay? I literally think I would be murdered by my fiance. I would be literally murdered by her if I did it for free, okay? I cannot do the R9 haircut for free, but it's going to be a sub goal in the Black Friday stream. The next up punishment, though, that was here, that wasn't the R9 cut, is quick sell your first icon pull, and I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'll quick sell. So depending on if it's an SBC, like it's an icon pack, or if I happen to pack one in a random pack somehow, I will discard it. Even if it's tradable, I'll discard it. I think it was the most upvoted one besides the R9 cut, so we'll go with that one. And then there was this. So this is one of the controversies actually that was going on Twitter today. SWG says, I think the reason for the SBCs and objectives like combining where Holland is like a play one game objective or whatever, right, is so people without the Ultimate Edition cannot do it on the web app since objectives are locked. And that, I think, could be the case in theory, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because if that was the case, you'd expect this objective to probably expire when the full release comes out for everybody. It doesn't expire at that time, though. It expires in 28 days along with everything else. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to like lock out certain cards. You can't play with them anyway, so what would be the point in that? They've never done that before. I could be totally wrong, and maybe when the full release comes out, this just stops being a thing. I don't think it's going to stop being a thing. We saw this being tested last year, by the way. This happened twice last year. Right at the end of the game, they did this twice. I was like, okay, what are they doing? They must be testing this, and clearly they were. Maybe it's just for the singular week where there's no other way to access the game apart from early access, and they want to lock that behind that, I guess. But I would honestly be surprised if that was the case, and maybe I'll be eating my words when it comes to Friday's release time, but I don't think that's the case. I think they want you to hop on the game. I think some of these cards will have play game objectives, and I think that they really want you to hop on and play one match, and I think that might be why that's here, but it's just a guess. Let me know what you think about that too. And okay, thanks for watching. The second channel, of course, we started uploading there, so go check that out too if you missed anything. Love you all. Thanks for everyone. Peace.